In the quiet, dark places of the earth, a slow and patient process is at work. Deep within the rock, atoms begin to find their place. Over millennia, they gather, one by one, into a formation of exquisite perfection. This is the birth of a crystal. It is a process of growth, of order emerging from chaos. Light finds its way into these hidden crevices and reveals a world of geometric splendor. The facets catch the light, splitting it into a dazzling spectrum of colors. It is a silent, natural architecture, built with no grand design, yet achieving a flawless and breathtaking beauty. The wonder of it all can be seen in a single, sparkling mineral. If we could shrink ourselves down to the size of an atom, we would see something remarkable. We would find ourselves in a vast, repeating landscape. The atoms are not scattered randomly. Instead, they are arranged in a perfect, three-dimensional grid. Imagine a vast and endless city, where every building is identical and placed with absolute precision. This is the atomic structure of a crystal. This incredible regularity is what gives a crystal its characteristic shape and its remarkable properties. It is this internal discipline that makes crystals so strong and so stable. Each atom is held firmly in its place, bonded to its neighbors in a lattice that repeats over and over again. This structure resists change. It gives the crystal a strength that belies its often delicate appearance. This is why a diamond, a crystal of pure carbon, is the hardest natural substance known. The same principle of order applies to every crystal, from a humble grain of salt to a magnificent amethyst geode. The light that passes through a crystal seems to reveal its soul. It sparkles and shines, a testament to the perfection within. But the light is also a clue. It tells us that the crystal interacts with energy in a very specific and predictable way. The way it bends light, the way it holds its shape, the way it endures over eons. All these things are a result of its internal, repeating pattern. This pattern, this hidden architecture, is not just beautiful to behold. It is also an engine of immense potential, waiting for a key to turn it and release its power into the world. It is a natural marvel that would, in time, become the foundation of our own. The secret of the crystal lies in its response to energy. When a specific type of energy is applied, the crystal's perfect structure allows it to behave in a very precise way. It can vibrate, or oscillate, at a frequency of astonishing regularity. This is not a chaotic shaking, but a steady, rhythmic pulse, as reliable as the turning of the earth itself. The crystal's internal order acts as a natural metronome, keeping a perfect and unwavering beat. This is the property that first caught the attention of human ingenuity. The quartz crystal is a wonderful example. It is one of the most common minerals on our planet, found in rocks and sands across the globe. Yet within this ordinary stone lies an extraordinary ability. When a small electrical voltage is applied to a precisely cut sliver of quartz, it begins to vibrate. And it does so with incredible consistency. This is not just a fast vibration, it is a stable one. It does not speed up or slow down. It simply continues, a steady hum of pure frequency. It is this reliability that makes quartz so valuable, not as a gemstone, but as a timekeeper. Inside a simple quartz watch, there is a tiny tuning fork-shaped piece of this crystal. An electrical current from the battery makes it vibrate at a very specific rate, 32,768 times every single second. This number is not random. It is chosen so that it can be easily divided down to create one single electrical pulse per second. This principle of a steady, crystal-driven pulse became the heartbeat for much more than just our clocks. The ability to create a precise and stable frequency is fundamental to our digital world. It is the invisible conductor for an orchestra of modern technologies. A steady signal is needed to tune a radio to a specific station. It is needed for computers to coordinate their complex internal operations, ensuring that billions of calculations happen in the correct sequence. Even our global positioning systems, which guide us across the planet, rely on the extraordinarily precise timing signals generated by atomic clocks, which are themselves governed by the resonance of crystals. The story of the crystal's role in our world deepens when we look at another common element, silicon. Silicon is the second most abundant element in the Earth's crust, found all around us in sand rock. In its pure form, it can be grown into large, perfect crystals. These crystals do not sparkle like quartz, but they possess a different kind of magic. They are semiconductors. This means they can be precisely controlled to conduct electricity, or to block it. This simple on or off capability is the fundamental language of all digital information. It is the binary code of ones and zeros, brought to life in a sliver of stone. These large silicon crystals are sliced into thin, perfectly flat discs known as wafers. Upon the surface of these wafers, a process of almost unimaginable complexity unfolds. Using light and chemicals, engineers etch intricate patterns, creating microscopic circuits. These circuits contain millions or even billions of tiny switches called transistors. Each transistor is a gate that can be opened or closed, allowing or stopping the flow of electricity. It is here, on the surface of a silicon crystal, that information is processed, stored, and moved. Our modern world is quite literally built upon these patterned slices of crystal. Our screens are also a testament to the power of crystals. Many of the displays on our phones, televisions, and computers use a technology called LCD, which stands for liquid crystal display. Liquid crystals are a fascinating state of matter, behaving partly like a liquid and partly like a solid crystal. Their molecules can flow past one another, but they also tend to align themselves in a specific direction. When an electrical field is applied, these molecules will obediently line up in a predictable way. Section 4. A history forged in crystal. The partnership between humans and crystals is a story of gradual discovery. For most of our history, these beautiful stones were objects of adornment and mystery. They were worn as jewelry. They were carved into ornaments. They were prized for their rarity and luster. Their practical use was limited to their hardness. They were used for simple tools. They were used as abrasives. The true power hidden within their ordered structures remained a secret, locked away within their atomic lattice. The journey to unlock that secret would be a slow one. It began not with grand theories, but with simple observations of how these stones interacted with the forces of nature. The first great leap came with the understanding of piezoelectricity in the late 19th century. Scientists discovered that crystals like quartz could generate an electrical voltage when squeezed. They also discovered that quartz would vibrate when electricity was applied. This led to their first major technological application in the early 20th century. Crystal radios, simple devices that required no power source, became popular. They used a galena crystal to detect radio waves from the air. Soon after, engineers harnessed the precise vibrations of quartz to stabilize radio transmitter frequencies. They used quartz to build the first highly accurate clocks. Section 5. Echoes of energy. For millennia, long before the advent of science, cultures around the world have held a deep reverence for crystals. There is an ancient and persistent belief that these stones are more than just inert matter. Many spiritual traditions hold that crystals are conduits of a more subtle kind of energy. They are seen as vessels that can store healing energies. They are seen as vessels that can amplify intentions. They are seen as vessels that can transmit a connection to the natural world. This perspective views the crystal not as a component in a machine, but as a partner in a spiritual practice, a tool for focus, meditation, and well-being. It is a view rooted in intuition and feeling, rather than empirical measurement. This spiritual idea of crystals as transmitters of energy finds a curious and beautiful echo in the world of science. While the language is different, the core concept is surprisingly similar. Science describes how a quartz crystal transmits a precise frequency when electricity is applied. It explains how a silicon crystal transmits the flow of electrons that form our data. It details how a liquid crystal transmits light to create an image. Section 6. The bridge between worlds. When we look at a crystal, we are seeing something truly profound. We see a direct link between the raw, elemental forces of nature and the highest achievements of human innovation. These structures are born of the earth. They are forged by immense pressure and unimaginable spans of time in the planet's geological heart. Their perfect internal order is a gift from the natural world, a small piece of cosmic regularity that we can hold in our hands. They represent nature's quiet, patient drive towards structure and stability, a process that has been unfolding since the dawn of time. And yet these very same objects are the heart of our most advanced technology. Precision, frequency, energy, technology. It is a remarkable partnership between human ingenuity and the planet's own architecture.